Good morning, Titans. Today I'm going to be showing you how to walk through your new assignment, the Chapter 6 Career Interest Survey. If I click on View Assignment here on my Teams page, I can see that we're going to be embarking on a new journey into career research. It says that you can choose any 3 careers that you're interested in learning more about. That means that you don't have to pick the ones that California Career Zone gave you. You can just think of any 3 that you would like to do. But if you need a starting point, go back to the project that you guys did last week. So this one says complete the Chapter 6 interest survey on mytenureplan.com only. You may also complete it in the workbook, but for my class, it will not be required. You can choose to do your work on paper first, if you think of the workbook kind of like a rough draft, and then the online version is a final draft. But for this one, I'll only be grading it on mytenureplan.com online. Okay. So the first thing I would like us to do is look at this materials and resources section down here at the bottom and the suggested timeline. First of all, the timeline. Today we're only going to be focusing on the first half. Notice that we're on kind of a new block schedule, but I'll be posting one video today and another tomorrow, one leading you through page 150 in your workbooks, which is the first 7 questions, and the next one leading you into page 151. Okay. As far as the materials go, I would like you to please open up a new tab for every one of these websites. First of all, mytenureplan.com, which is this one right here. It should look like this once you log in. The second resource you're going to use significantly is the Bureau of Labor Statistics Occupational Outlook Handbook. This is the one with the most detailed breakdown of all the careers. There's California Career Zone, our kind of tried and true. This one gives you a more basic breakdown, but it's still very, very good. ONET Online is another place where you can search for occupations and get lots of information. And, of course, our lovely YouTube channel, which is where you are watching this video right now. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is lead you through my tenure plan. If you see on the left-hand side here, career research is where we're going, so Chapter 6. And scroll down to the part where it says Career Interest Survey, pages 150 through 155. That's the only one that should be showing up on yours. I just have the full version, so it shows me all the good stuff. Okay, it says enter your personal data from pages in the workbook. For you guys, I'll just have you start right here. So you're going to go to Add New Career. It'll ask you to put in a job title. For me, I'm just going to research what a high school English teacher would be like. The career cluster would be education and training. You pick the one that most closely matches. And then the ONET title, once you go through there, it'll give you a list of options, and then it'll click the one that says secondary school teachers. Notice if it says secondary, that means high school. All right, we're going to go through the first 7 questions. Number 1, what specific tasks would I perform on this job? So as a high school English teacher, what would I be doing day to day? So let's go to Occupational Outlook Handbook and search for, make sure you search in the blue bar. I'm going to say English teacher. And it'll show me a whole bunch of options here. I'm going to pick on the one that says high school teachers. It'll give me some basic breakdown of what high school teachers do. Okay, see all these tabs on the top here? These are your best friends. Summary, what they do, work environment, how to become one, etc. Of course, since we are going to be looking at specific tasks, we're going to click on the tab that says what they do. Wow, hey, high school teachers seem to do a lot. Amazing. Now, I don't expect you guys to summarize this entire page or copy and paste the entire page into the Occupational Outlook Handbook. What I do expect you to do is pick out a few key things that you think are really essential, no less than 3 things that high school teachers do. Okay, so as you can see, I've kind of copied and pasted about 5 of the key things that teachers do into this section. Okay, the next one is what is the job environment likely to be? Let's go back to Bureau of Labor Statistics and go back to this tab here, the one that says, hey, work environment. And again, we're just going to go through and summarize a few key things on this page. Key thing to think about on this page is where, when, and how. Of course, if you're working as a high school teacher, you will be working at a school. but notice that there are local schools and then private schools. So public schools are like where we are right now. A private school might be something like Wonderful Academy. The when would be basically during the school year. You might have school breaks and things like that. 10-month school year and 2-month break during the summer. And then how, it kind of gives a little breakdown of the type of environments teachers could work in, but of course that depends on the environment where you're teaching. You can see here, I have just kind of narrowed it down to a few key things. The where is a public or private school, when, 10-month school year, 2-month vacation, and then the how, it can be either rewarding or very challenging because of a lot of the things that were described on this page. Now the second half of this, in number 2, says, is this compatible with the physical setting I said I wanted? This is where you're going to have to go flip back through the workbook pages, but if you've already done your work on my 10-year plan, you can just click on this, and it will take you to the survey that you were supposed to do in Chapter 5. Amazing. Now, if I would have done this survey online, I probably would have picked I would like to work in a school or library, because I'm me. So if that includes you, if you were the person that picked I would like to work in a school, then yes, it is compatible with the physical setting that you said you wanted. All right, let's go to number 3. What would be the rewards of working at this job? Are they the same ones that you listed on the financial rewards activity? Okay, so again, it's going to give you a link to a previous activity from Chapter 5, and look at the ones that you checked on the checklist. So for me, I would like to be paid a monthly salary that doesn't vary, and hey, teachers do get paid on a monthly salary. I am willing to accept a lower salary if it has more financial or psychological rewards. So those two seem to be compatible with being a teacher. So let's go back and put some information. So I want to remind you that on this page it says teachers may find it rewarding. If you find a keyword like that on this page or on the summary page, make sure that you talk about it as well. An example answer, the rewards can be watching students develop new skills, gaining an appreciation for knowledge, and even though they don't make a lot of money, it is a stable job. It's a salary, you get paid every month, you get school holidays. So those are some of the rewards that you could put on that activity. Okay, so for number 4, it says, I would find this job particularly satisfying because review your passions, values, interests, and life goals for guidance. If we click on this link, it will bring you to this lovely personal profile with, look at that, your passions, values, personality and strengths, skills, and all of this stuff. And if you filled out this ring in Chapter 2, your personal profile, then hey, you have all this information right there. And so even though I don't have it completely filled out, I'm going to add some of this to my answer for number 4. So summarizing my personal profile, I said that I am passionate about books, reading, and education. I value friendship and companionship, creativity, and knowledge. Remember, that was from the Work Values Survey. My favorite subject in school is English. I'm a skilled reader and writer, so I'm looking at some of my interests, some of my strengths and skills. Okay. Now going on to number 5, this is also one that you will need to look back at your previous surveys for. It says, is this job compatible with my work behavior style? Remember, those are either dominance. You might also remember dominant as being north. Remember, for my class, we did the compass activity. So dominant was north, influencing was west, steady was south, and then compliant was east. So you can either kind of remember your direction, or you can remember your main personality style. And if I click on this link, again, it will give me a breakdown of what my strengths and personality was, and the self-evaluation. And so it should give you a result. For me, it didn't actually give me a result, but I have my personality compass activity. So I will say I am influencing west and steady south, which means that I enjoy making a difference in others' lives, and I enjoy going at my own pace with work. And for me, that does match with being a teacher, because I like to influence my own students, and I like to plan lessons that go at my own pace. So as long as you tell me what behavior style you are, for me, I'm influencing and steady. And if so, is it compatible? Like, does it match or does it not match? Then that you've answered that question completely. Let's go on to number 6. How much training or education would I need? Review your options, either college or technical school, apprenticeship, work experience, etc. So training or education, this one you are going to have to go back to bls.gov or California Career Zone. Let's look at what that website says. For training, you're going to want to go to the tab that says How to Become One. How to become a high school teacher. And if you look through this entire page, it's going to give you a lot of information on what kind of degree you have to have, what kind of a certificate you have to have, and generally the skills that you're going to want to have as well. And if you want to go further in that career, what you could do. So I'm again going to pull off the main important pieces of information. You don't have to summarize the entire page or like copy and paste the whole thing, but I do want you to get the key information here. So a few things that I pulled off the page that I thought were really important was the degree that you need. You need a bachelor's degree, the credential that you need, which is a state teaching credential, and then a few other things from the website. It said you have to go through a student teacher mentorship program, pass a lot of different exams to become a teacher. And I pulled, again, all of that off of all these different key areas. I found out the degree, the type of certificate, and then generally what sort of other steps that you have to go through to get that degree. Okay. And then the second half of this question asks you, what commitment am I willing to make? I'm just going to let that be a yes or no question and say, yes, this is a commitment that I'm willing to make. I'm willing to put in at least 4 years to get my bachelor's degree, at least 1 to 2 years to get my teaching credential, and then several more years to go through this whole mentorship program. And choose the level of education required. That is bachelor's degree plus work certificate, work experience, or certification. And then the last thing on page 150 is question number 7. Does this job require specific physical attributes or abilities, like strength, health requirements, 20/20 vision? If so, what are they, and do I meet them? This is kind of a weird question, let's be honest. But if we go back to this tab, it'll tell you some important qualities that you need at the bottom of the page. You need communication, you need patience, you need resourcefulness. None of those to me seem very physical, right? And honestly, there are so many ADA laws in place that if you have a physical disability, you can absolutely still be a teacher. It says nothing in the work environment that might prevent you from, being able to be a teacher. The one thing is that teachers are kind of on their feet 24/7. You have to go around monitoring in a classroom. You have to go, you have to kind of just be able to be mobile. But that doesn't mean that teachers in a wheelchair can't, be teachers. That doesn't mean teachers with other mobility problems can't teach. It just means that it might be a little bit more difficult for them. So if I was going to answer this question, say something like this, that there are no physical requirements for being a teacher, but it would help if you're mobile, healthy, and able to be on your feet for long hours. And then again, yes, I meet these criteria. Okay. So we're going to stop there for now. That's about the end of this video. We're going to go through questions 8 through 15 in the next video. I know this is kind of a long, intensive process, and the websites might be a little difficult to navigate, but just know that we'll be going through it together. And the main thing is that you find out if this career really matches with you. It's important to know some things about the career itself, but really as you're going through this whole process, be thinking about, okay, is this something that I can see myself in? All right, thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time.